Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Kate and today I am trying the paleo diet. If you haven't watched my videos before, I am trying 10 different diets. I am trying each diet for 3 weeks in an effort to lose 50 pounds overall. So I've tried several different diets and a lot of them are pretty similar to paleo. I tried the Candida diet, I tried the Whole30 diet. Those are really similar to the paleo diet. But today I'm going to tell you what the paleo diet is. It's going to be like an overview for beginners with the paleo diet and what you can eat and what you can't eat. And here we go. So to start off, the paleo diet or the Paleolithic diet, it's also called the Caveman diet, is a diet where you try to eat like our ancestors ate. It's kind of like a hunter-gatherer mentality where you eat things that the earth directly produces and you try to focus on foods that haven't been like modified, genetically modified, so that they're like as natural and as original as they were when our ancestors were eating them. So the theory behind this is that our bodies throughout the long span of history have adapted to eat in a specific way due to what was available for the human diet. And then in the last just little bit of time, our diets have so drastically changed. And now we eat the standard American diet or the SAD diet, which comprises of so many like modified foods and carbohydrates and highly processed foods and foods that like are not natural, a lot of artificial food. And so the theory is that a lot of these different foods in this diet are what causes obesity and high blood pressure and diabetes and all of these different neurological issues. And the theory is basically that the way that we eat in the standard American diet is not how we should be eating for our bodies and how our bodies evolved to be eating. So basically the solution to all of these things, as far as the Paleolithic diet believes, is to cut out all modern food, cut out all processed foods, and go back to a Paleolithic diet and return to food that can be like hunted and gathered. So getting into what you can eat on the paleo diet, they want you to eat high quality meat. So they want you to eat organic and free range and like non-GMO, grass-fed, really healthy meat. And this is kind of a deterrent for the paleo diet because organic meat can be expensive. And I mean, I can't afford always eating organic, grass-fed, like it's way more expensive in a lot of circumstances. So what I recommend is just eat the best meat that you can afford. So if you're someone that can afford organic all the time, then do it. Eat organic, eat grass-fed wild meat every time that you can, if you can afford it. If you're a person that only can afford that once a week, then eat it once a week. And if you're a person that doesn't have the funds to eat organic meat, then just eat what you can afford, and that's still gonna be better than eating like candy or eating all this crap that's in the standard American diet. So basically do this diet the best that you can afford. And I mean, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you can't get everything organic. The other thing they want you to do is eat eggs. I have seen that like really strict people on paleo will limit the amount of eggs you can eat. They'll say you can eat like 6 eggs a week because our ancestors didn't have access to unlimited eggs. So you can kind of do with that what you will. I am going to be eating a lot of eggs, but probably like try to keep that number down, not like go crazy. Even though I do love eggs. You can also eat fish and shellfish. A lot of those can be really expensive, so just do what you can within your means. So as far as fruit goes, you can eat fruit on the paleo diet, which is a big difference with like the keto diet because keto is actually pretty similar to paleo. However, with keto, you can't eat fruit generally, but with paleo, you can eat fruit. A lot of our fruit these days has been modified a lot by humans, and so it's not in its natural form. So they do want you to stay within like berries and cantaloupe and mangoes and figs is kind of what they recommend. I don't know how strict on this I'm going to be. I do want to eat fruits that are kind of lower in sugar just because of my candida issues and things like that. But the good news is you can eat fruit on this diet. So as far as vegetables go, they want you to eat like as many really natural, like leafy green, like nutrient dense vegetables as possible. Some ones that they recommend are asparagus and onions and leafy greens and peppers and pumpkins and squash and things kind of like that. And then the other thing with this diet is it allows for healthy fats. and you want to be eating nuts and seeds. I think that made up a lot of our ancestors' diets, what they could gather, and find nuts and seeds and berries and things like that. So, and then as far as oils go, they want you to be eating like olive oil and flaxseed oil and walnut oil, kind of in moderation. It's not something that you want to be cooking all of your food in oil, but you can eat oil with this diet. Things you want to avoid on the paleo diet are, number one, processed food. Don't eat anything that's processed. You know how they say to like go around the perimeter of your grocery store and just eat like the vegetables and the things that are on the perimeter and don't go down the aisles? That's probably a pretty good rule for this diet. Don't eat processed food. The other thing you cannot eat on this diet is anything that is dairy. You can't eat butter, you can't eat cheese, you can't drink milk, nothing dairy. And this is probably really good for a lot of people because dairy really causes inflammation in your body, and inflammation causes disease. I think generally like super natural and raw dairy is okay, that still has a lot of live enzymes, but most of the dairy that we eat is like over pasteurized and dead and not good for us. So anyway, this diet, that's kind of a tangent. This diet doesn't allow any dairy, so there's that. The other thing this diet does not allow is legumes, so you can't eat beans, unfortunately. I love beans and I'm sad about that. You also can't eat peanuts or peas. You also can't have any grains on the paleo diet, so that's no wheat, no rye, no rice, no barley, anything like that. You cannot eat, which this is another issue with the paleo diet. I know that there's like whole civilizations that rely on these carbs and on these grains, and if you're trying to get super healthy and cut out inflammation, even for like a certain amount of time, this is a good diet to try to see how it works with your body. None of your food is going to have any gluten, and all of these grains are not allowed on the paleo diet. You are not allowed to have any processed sugar on this diet. You can't have honey, even though that is natural. You can't have anything like artificially sweet. You also can't have soft drinks or fruit juice. And here's the thing, fruit juice is full of sugar. And generally when you eat like a fruit, like how nature intended, if you eat like a piece of fruit, it has fiber that helps you digest and counterbalance the sugar in the fruit. When you take out all the fiber and you drink juice with just a ton of sugar in it, it is not good for you. So no fruit juice. The other thing you can't have is like cured deli meats, like bacon and hot dogs and deli meat. That is something that is also different from keto, but it's along the lines of like Whole30 and Candida diets. You cut out all of like processed meats because we're trying to go as natural as possible. So the other thing they want you to do on the paleo diet is they want you to exercise. Our ancestors expended exercise to hunt and gather their food, and they want you to be doing the same. They want you to exercise and to walk, even if that's just like walking around your block a couple times. Getting your body moving is important on this diet as well. So two of the issues people find with this diet, which I kind of went over already, are that they think it's too expensive, which we've talked about that. Just eat the best quality of meat that's within your means and don't worry too much if it's not organic or whatever. Just do the best you can. So the other thing that people say that's an issue with the paleo diet is it's not maintainable. And I can see that. I know I've done the Whole30 and I've done the Candida diet, and both of those are super restrictive and they require like a lot of premeditation and prepping your food. And planning ahead. And so I think that's the way to be maintainable, is to think ahead, to always have something prepared. Like even if it's just a bag of nuts or seeds, that's not something you have to prepare, but you just need to have something that you have available when you're hungry and when you get into these situations at work, when people bring donuts or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't started this diet yet, but I will be starting tomorrow and I will be doing it for 3 weeks, and we'll see how maintainable I find it, but I'm really excited about it. And my upcoming videos will have a lot to do with what I eat in a day and what I meal prep and some available recipes, so look forward to that. And like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to as well. And thanks so much for watching. That's the main thing, and I appreciate you being here. And if you have tried the paleo diet, let me know in the comments below if you liked it. I've been wanting to try this for a long time. I had a friend that actually lost a lot of weight doing paleo, so we'll see how much weight I lose, and watch for that in my results and my wrap-up video in 3 weeks. So thanks for watching. Bye.